instead of being forever morbid on my channel, I thought maybe I could have a somewhat funny story. So, story time? What? Oh, that just did not sound right coming out of my mouth. I'm sorry. Um, um, okay, so yes, I'm being narcissistic right now. Okay, let me be. Let me be. Although this really hurts my eyes to like have the light shine through them, but like it looks so fucking cool. I used to hate my eyes as a child. Like I hated them because they just brought attention. And I hated attention, so I also didn't like my freckles a lot as a kid because like any like time someone saw my freckles, they'd be like, "Oh, what are those red dots on your face?" And I was like, "They're not red." For some reason, everyone thought they were red. I don't understand. They were like, "Are those pimples?" And I'm just like, "No, they're freckles." And they're like, "Oh, what are freckles?" And of course, I was a kid, so like all I knew was that like my mom called them angel kisses. So I was like, "They're, excuse me, angel kisses," and they were like, "What? That's not possible. Like, why does God like you better?" And I was like, I don't know. Like, God, it was just confusing. I'm like, I hated it. Like, kids were, ugh. Maybe the reason I don't like kids so much is because I was bullied by them so much as a kid. Okay, maybe not bullied, but kind of like poked fun at and like made fun of a lot as a kid. I mean, a lot. Like, it was, whatever. Anywho, I thought I'd have an entertaining story. As we will know, as a kid, I was a giant ass fibber. Sorry, there's tomato sauce on my finger. I'm like any rational person, of course I'd lick it off. I mean, it's not that old. Like, I literally just ate dinner, so it's like it's fine. It's not like I'm eating like old food on my hand. I mean, I am eating old food on my hand, but like it's not that old. Like it's like literally just at dinner like 2 minutes ago. Like it's not that old. Okay, quit judging me. Um, so I decided to tell a funny story because like I just think about it because like I kind of have a repeat of the exact same kind of mistake. Although, in my defense, it was kind of like more of like an exaggeration than a lie the second time. But like, you know what? I'll get to it. Okay, so like, as we all know, as a kid, I was a big fibber, liar. Like, I just like wanted to lie all the time. Like, I just didn't. I don't know what it's called when you uncontrollably lie all the time, but I had that definitely as a kid, for sure. And before I was enjoying the sun on my face. Now I'm not, because it's really annoying, actually. Okay, we're just gonna turn this way. Okay. Yeah, that works. Okay. So, I mean, there's a slight glare, but whatever. So as a kid, I fibbed a lot. Like a lot. And, I remember this one time. It was so bad. Like, oh, I was such a bad kid. Like, what the fuck was wrong with me? Honestly. Okay, but like, okay. I hated eggs as a kid. Like, I hated them. But I have a good reason for that, okay? I was traumatized. Okay, maybe traumatized is a big word. But like, okay, before when I used to live in Ripon, like when I was really younger, because I used to live in Ripon, my old town, the conservative town, like for like maybe 3 or 4 months before like we moved to Elk Grove, which if you don't know any of the cities in California, like you have no fucking clue what's going on. So like I'm apologizing for that. But anyways, So basically, maybe I should give a background story. Okay, so like, I remember vaguely, like, right after my mom and dad divorced, like, officially divorced, because they'd had, like, a long time separation or whatever, but when they officially divorced, well, actually, they never officially divorced. Like, I found out, like, recently being a couple years ago when my dad, applied for I want to say ownership, but that's not it. Custody. Custody. He, like, was going through a bunch of shit because, like, my mom and him never really fully divorced. Like, they applied for the papers, but then, like, my mom kind of just, like, couldn't handle it anymore, so she fled. And she took me with her, and we went to Virginia, and we lived there for, like, 2 or 3 years. No, it was 1 or 2 years. Wow, exaggerating much, Angela. Anyways, which I'm just gonna say, like, my mom's mental health was not bad back then, but her sobriety was very bad in Virginia because, like, her sister was not a good influence on her. Excuse me. Anyways, so we lived there for a couple years, and then when she moved back, like, she didn't know where to move, so she moved to her grandparents. I mean, my grandparents' house, which is the conservative town where I've been. And I, like, lived there for a couple months, and I remember I hated my grandparents because they were so strict and Christian, and I was, like, still, like, a struggling, like, Christian, even that young. Like, I didn't really understand it. I didn't get it. I just knew that, like, it was fun because I got to meet new people. But then I also didn't really like meeting new people because they were like, oh my God, God's gonna bless you. And I was always kind of like, what the fuck does that mean? But I liked it too because, like, I got to hang out with kids, which I never got to do because, like, and they were really nice kids too because, like, at my schools, like, wherever I went to the schools, like, I don't know, I was kind of, like, always really a loner, and, like, no one really liked me. And then the few times that I wasn't a loner, I was kind of still a loner, but, like, a social loner, if that makes sense. So, like, I was a loner, but, like, I, like, was friendly enough that people weren't, like, mean to me. But then whenever I was, like, really shy and a loner, like, people were mean to me. So, like, it depended, but I was always still really a loner. Like, even now, like, I'm still kind of a loner. It wasn't until middle school that I finally found, like, a good group of friends and, like, hung out with them and, like, stayed with them. But then, even then, I was, like, never really, like, trusted them until, like, I left my mom. What was this story about again? I keep getting distracted. Oh, Ripon. Okay, Ripon. When I lived there when I was, like, 7 or 8, like, when we lived there for a couple months, like, I hated them because they were so conservative, and they were, like, Christian and, like, really strict, and I hated that, because, like, I'm so used to my mom kind of, like, being, like, leaving me alone and, like, letting me do my own thing, and then, like, anytime I went anywhere, like, they would always ask me, like, what are you doing? Like, what's this? What's this? And, like, I was so used to kind of, like, my mom's, like, almost neglect, sort of, because, like, she didn't really, like, I mean, she had 2 moods. She either, like, really didn't pay attention to me at all that much, and I was just kind of, like, left to my own devices, or she, like, paid over attention to me and was, like, over attentive and, like, fucking, like, lovey-dovey, like, fucking, like, very, very clingy to me. And as a kid, like, I didn't know that was weird. I thought that was, like, normal. So, like, I was, like, weirded out and, like, freaked out by, like, my grandparents because they were so, like, attentive and, like, always asking questions and poking, like, bothering me. And I was just like, I don't want to be, like, bothered right now. Like, I'm not used to it. Like, what are you doing? And I found it so weird. And I also didn't like really going to church that much. Well, aside from going to the kid area, but there was a time when we wouldn't be in the kid area, and I was just sitting there with a bunch of adults, and I was very anxious around adults, and I didn't like it, and I was uncomfortable, and I didn't like how they were so strict too. And then one time we were eating breakfast, and we had eggs, and she made them sunny side up, and I'd never had like fried eggs before, so I was like, what is this? Like, well, I mean, not never had, but, like, I'd rarely had them before. Because, like, I was used to, like, visiting my dad and grandma a little bit and, like, having their food, which my grandma almost always made scrambled eggs. And then my mom, who, like, rarely ever cooked, and when she did cook, she cooked, like, these weird Weight Watcher stuff. And then usually it was, like, other than that, it was, like, takeout. So, like, I never really, like, got that many, like, experiences with, like, different foods or whatever. So I'd never really had that many fried eggs. And so, like, she made, like, her little routine breakfast. And one time, like, she made, like, fried eggs. And I was like, what is, like, I don't, like, understand. And so I, like, was eating it, but I hated the white part of it, like, the whites of the egg. And I was like, I don't like this. And so I, like, pretended to be allergic to it. And, oh wait, no. Wait. My memory is really fuzzy. Okay, hold on. Oh wait, no. I said I didn't want it, and so I kind of just, like, left it on the counter, and because I wasn't even taught to, like, put your dishes in the sink or whatever, and so she got mad at me because I just left my, like, plate on the counter, and then I was like, I don't understand, and then she, she was like, you gotta finish your food, and I was like, I don't like it, like, why do I have to eat it? And she, like, made me sit there and, like, almost forced me to eat it, and I, like, hated it. And so, like, ever since then, like, as a kid, I was, like, traumatized and, like, would hate eggs and didn't like them. And then, so, like, I can't even remember how old I was, but, like, one time, like, I was talking to my mom, and then all of a sudden I was like, I'm allergic to eggs. And she's like, what? And I was like, yeah. And then she's like, oh, okay. Oh, wait, no. I told it to my dad first. I told my dad first that I was allergic to eggs. And then after that, sorry, it sounds like I'm lying because I keep fucking up my story, but, like, literally my memory is just that bad. I'm, like, really sorry, but, like, my memory is just that bad. Like, I used to be a compulsive liar. I'm not a compulsive liar anymore. Like, I've learned how fucking bad it is to lie. So, no, I'm not a compulsive liar anymore. But, like, I'm telling the truth, I swear. Just, like, I have such a bad memory that it, like, sounds like I'm lying, so I'm sorry. But, anyways, I mean, I'll lie occasionally, but, like, it's really rare, because, like, I just have learned that being honest is, like, the best path, or whatever, because, like, just lying it's honestly a lot of work to, like, hold up lies, and, like, honestly, if you lie so much, that, like, it gets to you, and you start, like, believing your lies, and it's kind of, like, you realize that your, like, life is a lie, or whatever, like, it's a hard fucking awakening, okay? Which I got. I got it very painfully in 8th grade. Anyways, so I told my dad that I, like, hated eggs, and then, like, I was allergic to them, and he was like, oh my god, and then I was like, yeah, and then he, like, literally ended up, like, telling my mom that, like, I was allergic to eggs, and then she was like, oh my god, like, we need to get you tested, and I was like, what? And then so we got my blood drawn, and it was, like, turned out that I'm not allergic to eggs. And my mom was kind of like, oh, how unfortunate. But she was kind of looking at me like, why are you lying, boo-boo? So that was fucking mortifying. But that was not what stopped me from lying. Yeah, just a long story stopped me from lying. Okay, I think I've talked about it before, but, like, not like enough, but, like, if I did go into this, like, fucking, like, if you think this video is long, like, just wait. Like, oh, anyways, so after that, like, I didn't really, like, lie about food or stuff, because, like, I knew, like, you get caught, boo. And then, so recently, I kind of lied about an allergy to pineapples, which it's kind of not a lie, though, because, like, okay, it's kind of more of a misunderstanding, but, like, okay, so, my uncle, okay, so, what happened was, how do I explain this? Okay. Okay, so pineapples, right? Pineapples. I hate them. I've always hated them. Like, unless they're grilled. Like, you know how, like, they, like, roast, like, pineapples? Like, those are delicious. And pineapples and other things, like, if they're cooked and they're, like, seasoned, or they're, like, I don't know, like, I don't like fresh pineapple, and I don't like pineapple on pizza, like, cursed pineapple on pizza. Like, fuck that. No, never. In, like, the entire world will I ever eat pineapple on pizza. It's like eating pizza backwards. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Okay, anyways, or having orange juice in your cereal Like, what is wrong with people? Like, honestly, like, what's wrong with you? Like, what makes you think that's okay? Like, it's not okay. I mean, I'm not gonna dictate your life, but, like, that's not. Okay, anyways, so, or just do what my cousin did. I remember my cousin literally loved mac and cheese and M&Ms. Mac and cheese and M&Ms. You heard me correctly. Like, she would literally, like, microwave mac and cheese, but then she would put M&Ms when she microwaved the mac and cheese, and it would like melt in, and she'd mix it together and she'd eat it. Like, why? That shit is disgusting. Like, what the I don't understand people. Like, ugh. Okay, anyways, so um what was I gonna say? Okay, so pineapple. I hate pineapple. We've gone over this, and I've always hated pineapple, like always. And then like part of the reason that I really hate pineapple too, though, is because like I always get a rash on it with my face. Like, I always get a rash. Like, when it's really bad, and it usually only happens when the juices touch my face or like my lips. But like, it happens with like fresh pineapple the most. But like, it happens like around my mouth, like around here. I kind of look like a cat when I have it, because like it's just like all around here, kind of like a goatee almost. But that's when it's really bad. But if it's like just normal, it just kind of like makes my lips kind of swollen and like puffy and like itchy and like rashy, and it sucks. And like, that's part of the reason why I hate pineapple too. And sometimes if it's like just like barely there at all, like it only makes my face like slightly itchy, and it doesn't really like pop up as a rash, but like it's still like irritating. And so like my uncle like made fruit salad one time, and he was like asking me if I want pineapple in it, and I was like, oh no, I don't like pineapple. And he's like, why not? And I told him about the like little rash thing, and also like I'm not the biggest fan of its texture, because it's really stringy when you bite into it, and it's just like weird. And I'm like, usually I'm into like new tastes and stuff, but for some reason I don't really like the taste of pineapple that much either, unless it's like toasted. Then it's really good. Like when it's like roasted on a spit or whatever, like then it's really good. But like just by itself, like it's not. No, I don't like it. And then so I was telling him all that, and he was like, oh, you might be allergic. And I was like, oh, really? And then I was like, oh my god, this is perfect. I can just tell people I'm allergic to pineapple, because like my uncle told me I'm allergic to pineapple. And so I kind of like took his word for it, and was like, there's a big possibility that I'm not allergic to pineapple, but like I just kind of took his word for it, because like he's my uncle and I trust my uncle. But then also mainly the reason was because like I hate pineapple, and so like might as well just say, oh yeah, I'm allergic to pineapple. And so it's kind of lying, but it's kind of exaggerating. So like it's I don't know. I don't know. So like so yeah, I'm kind of lying about being allergic to pineapple. But of course my uncle forgot, and so now I have to remind him like I'm allergic to pineapple. And then he's like, oh yeah, I forgot. And I'm just like, yeah. But I kind of feel guilty about it, because like I don't really know for sure if I'm allergic to pineapple, but like I know that it irritates my skin. So I might have a mild allergy to it, but I also like know that I hate the texture and I hate the taste. So also, there are like only like 3 things in this world that I truly fucking hate. Like food-wise, that I cannot eat. Like, I truly despise these foods. Egg whites. Wait, no. It's 4 foods, I guess. Egg whites by themselves. Burritos, like American style. Like those giant honking burritos that like have like bean and cheese and like rice, and they're all like really squishy when you bite into them. Those are disgusting. I hate them. Then, I mean, I can eat them when I open them up and I just eat it by itself, but like when I have it all together and like just the texture feels fucking weird ass to me, and I hate it. I also hate cinnamon rolls and like anything really cinnamon-y. Like I used to love cinnamon toast, but then I kind of like grew out of cinnamon toast. Maybe that's why I don't really like cinnamon-y pastries and stuff, because like it's just, it almost tastes bitter to me. I don't like it. Like I love cinnamon on like other stuff. Like, have you ever had like warm milk with cinnamon and honey in it? Like, it is the fucking bomb. Have you ever had cinnamon tea? It's the greatest. Like, I will have cinnamon cinnamon in like small doses, but like I can't have it on like a giant pastry, like a fucking cinnamon roll. Like I hate it. And then, like I said before, I don't like pineapple. And so literally only like four foods that I like really can't eat. Like I just will not. I can't eat them. And but I feel like anytime I mention that, like, oh, I'll eat anything, like someone will be like, oh yeah, great, and then like they'll make like one of the four foods that I can't eat. Like literally, and then I feel guilty because like then I'm like, but I don't eat that, and they're just like, but you just told me you don't, like, you eat everything, and then I'm just like, yeah, but like those are the four foods that I don't eat, so maybe I should just like mention, yeah, I eat pretty much everything except these four foods because like like they just make them. Like I remember this one time I had a sleepover at one of my friends' houses, and I was like, and this was a while back, and I was like, yeah, I eat pretty much everything, and they're like, ooh, yeah, like let's make burritos, and I was like, I don't really like burritos, and they're like, oh, well, I mean, I guess we could just make you a taco, and I was like, yeah, that sounds good. So they were eating all their like American style burritos, and I was eating my taco. And then the next morning, they were like, "Ooh, how do you feel about cinnamon rolls?" And I felt really, really guilty about this one because like I could tell they were making cinnamon rolls special because I was a guest, and I was like, "Oh, I don't like cinnamon rolls," and I was like feeling so guilty because I literally had just told them the earlier day that like I pretty much eat everything, and then like all of the food that they're offering me I don't eat, and I was like, oh, it was so embarrassing. I hated it so much. Ugh. And then like I told my uncle that I eat pretty much everything, and like he makes me a burrito, and I'm just like, I mean, I could eat it because like he toasted the tortilla enough to like it was crunchy, but like, why did I say crunchy like that? Okay, whatever. But like, so I could eat it. It's only if it's like really soft, like this. Maybe I just have a thing with tortillas. I don't know. Anyways, I love crunchy tortillas. I love homemade tortillas, but like I cannot eat a soft, like American style white tortilla. Like that's disgusting to me. Like anyways, so maybe it's just American tortillas I don't like. And then he also puts pineapple and like a lot of stuff. Like I remember after our hike, like he made a shake and it had pineapple in it. And he was like, yeah, you can't really taste anything in here, so it's just like a bunch of fruit. But then I tasted it, and he was right. Like it tasted mostly like a bunch of fruit, but I could taste the pineapple right away, and I was like, there's pineapple in here. And he was like, yeah, no big deal, right? And I was like, I don't like pineapple. And he was like, oh. And I was like, yeah, it's okay though, I can still drink it. And he was like, yeah, that's good, okay. But I was like, in my mind, I was like, if this wasn't made by my uncle, or if this wasn't made by someone that I actually liked, I would just be like, yo, like, this pineapple is gross. Like, get it away from me. Like, I don't like this drink. Like, I hate pineapple that much. And then, just like, I haven't been offered egg whites more than once. And I had it once, and I was like, this is disgusting. Like, no. And then, like, there's not really anything else that I actually really don't like. Like, I love a lot of stuff. Oh! I almost forgot. There's 5 things that I don't like. Food-wise. Bell peppers. Bell peppers, man. There's a story with this one, too. My mom went on her little Weight Watchers spiel, and she made stuffed bell peppers. The problem was, she didn't cook them right, so the bell peppers weren't exactly cooked all the way, or they were overcooked. Some of them, the one on the edges were overcooked, and the ones in the middle weren't cooked all the way. So, like, sometimes you get a crunchy one, and then sometimes you get an uber super soft one that was, like, bursting with, like, bell pepper flavor, and I was just, like, not having it, and it was disgusting, but I ate it because my mom was looking at me so proud, like, oh my god, like, I made food, and so I had to eat it, but, like, it was so gross. Oh god, it was so gross. And, like, ever since then, I cannot handle bell peppers, like, ever. Like, if they're, like, I like them diced in, like, because my grandma, when she makes spaghetti, she makes really good spaghetti, but, like, her spaghetti has, like, little diced, bell peppers in it, which I can handle because it's like so small, but it still flavors the food enough that I can taste it, so I don't like particularly love it, but it's still like tolerable because it's so tiny. But like I cannot eat bell peppers like normal, like like I don't get bell peppers on my pizza, like I don't get peppers on anything. Like I hate bell peppers so much with a passion. Like so, like egg whites, bell peppers, burritos, and pineapple and cinnamon pastry shit I don't eat at all. Ever. Like, fuck that, boo. Like, ever. Like, you gotta be fucking kidding me if you offer me that food. I'm just gonna be like, excuse me, no. Never, never get that shit away. I'm allergic. Oh my god, I should just title this allergic. This type video. I'm allergic. Okay, bye. Sorry, I just thought this would be a funny story, but then it, like, went on for so long, and I ended up talking about all the food that I hate, which is literally, like, 5. Out of like all of the food that I've tasted. I'm not gonna lie, like my taste buds have tasted a lot of food because like I've traveled a lot, but then also because like my dad's like a health nut and he's also a travel nut, like he's given me a lot of different food too. So like I like generally a lot of food, but like there are just those 5 foods that actually like are seen around commonly in America and I hate them. So but yeah, other than that, like I like pretty much everything. Okay, bye.